Hi, Michelle Taylor, licensed professional clinical counselor. And today I'm here with a tip on how to relate to other people using the idea of a trauma threshold, and also a little bit about minimizing and catastrophizing. So as a therapist, some people ask me, what do people come in and how can you really relate to everybody's problems? And it really does take time in order to be trained to do this. And so I'm going to just give you a little tip because I think that this kind of ability to relate to others can be used in all sorts of areas. And if we had more of this in the world, we definitely would have a better place. So let's go over minimizing and catastrophizing. So if you minimize somebody's situation, basically they're coming at you and they're saying, oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. I can't get over this. This is just crazy. And you, as the listener, are sitting there going, in your mind, probably, you're going, this is not really that big of a deal. You minimize their situation. You minimize the trauma they're experiencing. On the flip side, that person is coming at you and they might be catastrophizing their situation, meaning that really their brain is just taking them to a place where they can't see past how horrible this is. So they're doing what's called catastrophizing. It is a word. So as a listener, one little tip that you can do to get to understand the other person a little bit better is understanding this idea called the trauma threshold. And I got this way early on in my studies to become a therapist, and it really stuck with me, and it has helped me to really empathize with the other in my own personal life and as a therapist. So I want you guys to understand what the difference is between emotion and content. So emotions are things that we all experience. We experience the basic four: mad, glad, sad, fear, and everything inside of that. So terror, happiness, excited, hopeful, eager, dread, hate, all that stuff. Those are all little tendrils of the basic four emotions. And we all experience them. It's part of the human experience. It's part of the amygdala. We just cannot help feeling those things in certain situations. So that is the common thread that we all have. We experience different emotions, but we all experience the emotions. The thing that is not similar is content. So the content of our lives are the situations that we're put into. And let me just give you an example. So little Johnny comes in and he has his toy taken away from his friend took his toy away. Now, as an adult, I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that is not a big deal. The content to me is not a big deal. You're going to get over it. Johnny will probably give your toy back. It's not a big deal. In that moment, the little boy is so upset. It is a traumatic experience for him. He's feeling some madness, he's feeling some sad, maybe some fear that he's not going to get the toy back. And his level is at a 10 emotionally. He is catastrophizing this at a 10. Now you are probably at a 1 thinking this is not that big of a deal, and you're minimizing what he's experiencing. And that's not going to help you understand him and not going to help you empathize him. So the way to help yourself get to that 10 with him and mirror the 10 is to understand where in your life were you experiencing the same 10. Get to that emotional place in your mind. When have I felt this sadness and this anger and this fear before? And get to that place so that you can mirror and be a good active listener to him while he's experiencing this trauma. It doesn't mean that you agree that his content deserves a 10. It just means that you are able to go there with him. On the flip side, let's say you go to somebody and you're experiencing, your content is, I lost my job. Well, yeah, that probably is a 10 emotionally. Well, somebody else who has a job and they're very secure might look at it and not really understand what you're experiencing right now. So they might not be able to empathize with you if they're just looking at the content of you lost your job. But that person can be at a 10 if they're able to be aware and go, when have I ever felt scared? When have I ever felt like I might not have a paycheck again? When have I ever felt like insignificant or insecure about who I am or what I'm doing in this world? And go to that place with them so that you're at that 10 level with them, so that your trauma thresholds emotionally match. Then you can start actively listening to each other, and the content kind of just helps it, it just, the person can talk about the content and you're able to be there emotionally with them, which is really what the whole idea is with active listening. So it can be used with children, adults, anybody. Just understanding the trauma thresholds are different, the content is different, but the emotional experience we all experience are the same. And that's how you can empathize with each other. So that's the tip for today: trauma thresholds, minimizing, and catastrophizing. Take a look at all my other videos and subscribe for more tips on how to be a better listener and how to use therapy in your own daily lives. Thanks.